You're on.
Hello viewers, it's Timmy2009 and I'm back with another Thomas and Friends video. Now, I hope you've enjoyed my latest Thomas and Lady's Equestrian Adventures video that I've been waiting to do for a long time. I know it's been a while, but the series is finally back and hopefully I can continue it as long as nothing holds me back. So, I've made it no secret on this channel that I am a huge sucker for the Bluebird Thomas and Friends line. Aside from Wooden Railway, this has to be one of my favorite pieces of Thomas and Friends merchandise. And if you don't know, ever since I saw Trains Extremes videos on these guys, I've always fell in love with these, and I knew I had to get these at some point because of how cute they are. I mean, we do have the Thomas Minis, but these are way better. So, they have these little silver roller wheels that fit into slots on the tracks, and they just roll along. And recently a Roblox game came out based on the Bluebird line, and I think that's what inspired me to 3D print my own Bluebird line. And as you've probably guessed, I am gonna, redo the whole Bluebird line and upgrade it to look better. But that's not the point. So, I have been, trying my best to, get a complete Bluebird set, but for some reason on eBay, they usually sell these without the parts that are very important. And as you saw before, I already did a video talking about the Bluebird Birdie, and this is the reason why I wanted these. Now, I had these sets as a kid, but I never had Birdie or Bulstrode, so having these two really lifts the setup, and it's really nice. Now, it is kind of rare to find these sets. I think they're UK exclusive, so you have to pay, way more than if you were, buying them from the US. Now, I don't know, why Mattel couldn't have brought the series back since they bought out the Bluebird company. And then they could have given the train CGI faces. That would have been nice. And we possibly could have gotten more characters, but... So yeah, I bought 2 of these sets. One incomplete and one complete. Now, I just bought this set by pure luck. One day I was just scrolling along eBay, trying to see if I could find a complete set because I was bored and I had nothing else to spend my money on. And then I came across this Bluebird set and I immediately showed it to my mom, and no joke, in literal seconds, she bought it just like that. I don't know how, but it just happened. I mean, I don't know. But it's really amazing. So, we have the complete set here.
That is just like it came from the manufacturer brand new?
No, this came out in 1998.
No, but I mean, it has everything it would have come with in 98. Cool.
Yeah, in 98. I wasn't even born that time.
Right.
Now, you can get these mint in box if you're lucky, and then you have all the components, but when they sell these out of box, they don't usually, include these guys because they get lost again.
This ends up with shipping and everything being 74, right?
And I always question myself, what is the point of selling it in complete set when there's parts missing? Who would want to buy that? Unless you had a 3D printer, then you could 3D print your own trains.
What was missing from the other one you bought a long time ago?
Birdie and the Troublesome Truck. Now, I know you're probably asking where the cargo pieces are. Those are the least of my worries, in my opinion. I just wanted this for Birdie and Bulstrode. And by the way, look how cute Birdie is.
Hold on, let me do a close-up.
One of my most anticipated things I've wanted since I was a child. So, having this is the literal dream come true, because now you can have Thomas and Birdie race each other like they do in the episode Thomas and Birdie's Great Race. You also got other characters like Percy and the Troublesome Truck, and Bulstrode. But yeah, if you want to learn more about the Bluebird Birdie, check out my Bluebird Birdie review, because I've gone way more in depth.
On this one right here?
But just to give you a quick summary, this Birdie has to be one of my favorites of the Birdie merchandise. I think that they captured his look so perfectly.
I like the shape of the back.
And how he looks in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if, he's ever had, back lights, but I guess, those would be important since cars do have tail lights.
Yeah, the back looks like an old-timey car.
I mean, yeah. He's based off some type of bus that I don't know the name of. I only know, certain bases from the characters. I know Thomas is based off the E2. I think Percy's just a freelance design. He's not based off any particular style tank engine. But anyways. Yeah, there's Birdie. Now, the set itself is in much better condition than the old one. Like, this one looks more cleaner. It's more mintier, and none of the tracks are scratched. Unlike this one, where it just looks like an old abandoned railway that was forgotten about for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it reminds me of.
Yeah, it does need to be cleaned like a toothbrush in between all the tracks.
I mean, kind of. Like, and almost every buffer is missing, and this one actually has the fat controller not ripped off.
Aww. He's
Yeah.
so small. Oh my goodness. Let me get a close up here. Hold on.
I mean, I do wish that they could have, like, sold, like, made different, like, figures and have them, like, come off. Like, I also bought the, Brum.
So small.
We also got the Brum and the Runaway Train set not too long ago, so expect a review on that. And again, the sheds come off. And these are another part that gets lost. But anyways, like...
Does the turntable really turn?
Yeah. Now, it's very stiff when you first get it, so I had to, like, loosen it with a screwdriver.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Basically, you can, like, have the trains, like, roll around and stuff. Like, all this is just a set where you can roll Thomas and Percy along and they go down the hill and pull certain trucks. I mean, you can do other stuff with this set, like, there's cranes. For some reason, there's a crane right here next to the sheds. I feel like it's a little out of place. I mean, this is just, like, one cramped space with a bunch of, like, random, like, water towers and signal boxes and signals that are bent for some reason. I mean, I will admit the pine trees are pretty cute. And just a bunch of stations and nowhere else you can go. Like, if they were to do expansions, I would have loved that. But yeah. Now, these don't really roll down the hill that well unless you have, like, a flat surface to put them on. And there are many other, like, flaws that Trains Extremes, like, mentioned in his videos. But anyways.
You're at 8 minutes.
Yeah, I was looking. So yeah. Now, if I did have the cargo pieces, that would be pretty cool. But, again, I'm not too worried. Like, all that matters is that I have the trains and the vehicles that go with them. Like, these are the most important pieces ever. Like, I don't know why people would, like, not include these when they're selling these sets. Like, now, I don't know, like, how many people in the world own these Bluebird sets and have done reviews on them, but I'm sure there's, like, a couple more, aside from, like, 4 Korean Trains Extreme. But, yeah. Anyways. So, now, I don't know what else to say about the set. It's basically the same as the other one. I'm sure other people have gone in depth on this as well. So, anyways, here's Bulstrode the barge. Even though he's a one-off character, he's still cool to have. Now, this one's in much better condition than the one I have here. Like, he's nice white on the little, like, cab area. He has the cute little, like, shocked face. Like, when Percy is, like, pushing the trucks, like, on top of him and he, like, slowly starts to sink. Anyways, like, he has his name on the side. He's barely scratched. Like, now, one thing I don't understand is that these are plastic, so I don't understand how the paint chips off that easily. I would understand if these were, like, metal. But yeah, you can see, like, he's got a few paint chips, even though he's made of plastic. But he's still pretty cool. Now, I'm sure there are some unpainted areas, but nothing too severe. And here's the Bulstrode I had before. Like, now, what I'm starting to notice is that his, like, cab area's roof is a little rough here. His pupils are, like, way too huge, in my opinion. He looks like, I mean, I don't know, he looks like he did something. Like, I think, like, this little, like, smokestack thing is, like, a little, like, ripped off. Like, I'm just lucky this one came with it. Like, looking at this looks more like a shocked face, and this one looks like he's been, like, I don't know, doing something.
10 minutes.
Alright. Yeah. It's still really nice to have Birdie and Bulstrode. Alright. Now here's the troublesome truck that it comes with. Like, there's no coupling on the back, which kind of sucks. But he does have a nice face. Like, this is my personal favorite troublesome truck face in the entire show. Like, I think my least favorite truck face would have to be the one where they're closing their eyes. I don't know why. But, like, I think they put a lot of effort into this face. Like, I think this one has the most detail of all the faces I've seen in this Bluebird line. And he also has one roller on the bottom. I think that's to make them roll better when you're, like, pulling them along. Anyways. Then we have Thomas's faithful coaches, Annie and Clarabelle, with an actual coupling on the back. Now, I think Annie and Clarabelle are some of my favorites as well. Especially those cute faces, like, and the orange paint as well. And they have the white roofs, which I prefer over the gray ones. But yeah. And then, of course, we have Percy the small engine and Thomas himself. Now, these are basically the same as the other old ones, but in much better condition. But however, sadly, Percy was, like, chipped right here when I first got him, so I had to touch that up. And I think these rollers do roll a bit better since they're not as rusty as the other ones. But still, they don't really roll down the hill that quickly. Unless you had a flat surface, like I said. But yeah, I think Percy, like, looks pretty good. I do wish he got his own set. And I think this Thomas has to be my favorite version of the Bluebird Thomases. Even though I prefer the one from the Quarry Adventure set more. This one still looks the most accurate. Especially that classic face with those cute little Pac-Man eyes. Like, I think this has to be one of the best Thomas faces I've seen in terms of Thomas merchandise. Aside from the 1999 Wooden Railway Thomas face. Or like the Tommy Thomas face as well. But again, like, you can have him pull his coaches, like, as he's going along his branch line. They fall off the track for some reason when they go up the hill. And then they come down. But yeah. I mean, even though the set's a little compacted, it's still pretty nice. I mean, nothing really exciting unless you were to, like, make the trains crash into each other. So anyways. So that's the Bluebird Miniature Railway. I think it's pretty cool overall. Even though it does have its flaws, it's still a charming set, and I'm very nostalgic for it. So, now we've gotten all of that out of the way. Let's take a look at the custom trains I made. Now, I've said this before in my Birdie set review, but I did make customs. Like, now, originally I was going to make Bartholomew and Alfred from Fast Forward, but I thought, you know what, why don't I make this set more special? So, first let's take a look at the LBSC Thomas from The Adventure Begins. Now, he's basically like a green Thomas, but with white lining, and I especially love the white rims on his wheels. Like I said, this is the old Thomas. Like, so this was like, so I thought I'd try to, like, make this more special, like I said. But here he is next to the actual Bluebird Thomas. He's just painted green, and this was actually before Thomas was painted blue. Like, I think some of my favorite moments in The Adventure Begins is, like, when Thomas is being painted at the works, and the runaway scene with James and the trucks. That we could have seen in Thomas in the breakdown train, but oh well, like, it's still cool. But yeah. And then we have the red branch line coaches. Again, nothing too special. They're just Annie and Clarabelle, but painted red with black roofs. Now, I did try to, like, cut off the noses with, like, my little red pliers.
You probably sand it.
I mean, I
to repaint it again.
That would just take a bit of time. But anyways, like, now there could have been other customs I could have made with these trains, but I just thought these would be, like, cool. So, I mean, it is kind of weird that the front and backs are a bit different, especially with the windows, but still. So now I have extra rolling stock for, like, other trains like Percy here. I think this is pretty cool. And they do work nice with the LBSC Thomas as well. Alright, and then I think this has to be like my favorite Bluebird custom I've ever made so far. So here we have the Percy's Chocolate Crunch Percy, which is definitely one of my favorite episodes of Season 6. I don't know if I call it my favorite or if I prefer another episode over it, but still, I think Percy's Chocolate Crunch is one of my favorite episodes of the show. And, like, look at how much detail I put in this. Like,
I like that gloss paint.
Here he is next to the other Percy. And as you probably remember, this is the episode where Percy, like, crashes into a chocolate factory and gets covered in chocolate. Like, I especially love, like, all the, like, drippings on him and his completely, like, brown face. And just the lying on the boiler. Like, I think what I did is I took my, like, paint bottle and, like, dropped a little bit on there and just, like...
Let it run down.
Let it run down. Try to paint it before it, like...
That's cool.
Like, I didn't want to get this thing fully covered, like, because, like, you don't really see, like, too much of it, like... But, like, especially love the paint on the buffers as well. Like, I think this guy really took, like... No, he didn't take that much damage. He just got covered in chocolate. But I think the factory took a little bit of damage. Like, you don't really actually see the, like, crash inside the factory. You just, like, see the, like, windows, like, exploding and just cocoa powder flying out of them. Now, I think the crashing scenes kind of scared me as a kid, but I'm over them now. Anyways.
17.
So, like, again, I love the drippings on him, and he's just pretty cool. Now, what I think confused me about, like, in terms of merchandise is, like, when you look at the Percy's Chocolate Crunch Percy in Wooden Railway or Trackmaster form, like, I think the one thing that they always get inaccurate is his face, because, like, in the actual episode, his face is fully brown, but when they do merchandise of him, you just, like, see it dripping off his face, where you can still see his, like, actual, like, gray face and just chocolate dripping down him. But anyways, like, I thought I'd try and make this more accurate and make his face fully brown. Anyways. But yeah, overall, I think this Percy is definitely nice. Especially when you compare it to the other Percy. Okay, so. That was my new and improved Bluebird set, and these are the customs I've made. Overall, I'm pretty happy to, like, have this line sort of complete, because I have the Thomas and James sets as well. And eventually, I would like to get that one set where, like, it's magnetic, and, like, you have this little joystick that you can, like, move the trains around. I know it exists, but I just haven't got it yet. Although, I will be doing a review on the Brum set when it comes in the mail later. Anyways. So, which one of these customs was your favorite? Again, you know what my favorite is. It's the Chocolate Percy. No contest. And I hope you stay tuned for more videos. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!